It's Tuesday, February 4th.
Tariffs are very powerful, both economically and in getting everything else you want.
The border, immigration, and now banks. U.S. President Donald Trump has a growing list of demands for Canada, even as he presses pause on damaging tariffs.
We're going to go Canadian. We've got to get back at them.
Just go and buy Canadian stuff.
Buy Canadian. It's the new movement born out of the U.S. tariff threats. We'll have more on the difference between made in Canada and a product of Canada for you when we start the show.
I want to share my knowledge with everyone who wants to really have some knowledge about the TTC.
And we can get on board with the Toronto Boys book about the buses going all through the town. It's really good. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Listen, Kelsey's delighted with herself because she gave me the pun of "it's really good," and she's so happy I used it.
You're so look at her giggling.
That was great. Listen, it's been a long 2 weeks.
It was really great.
It was really great. It's been a long 2 weeks. I will take all the best puns that we can get.
It's a great story, too. Make sure you stay tuned for it.
It is a great story, a really inspiring story. So that's coming up in just a moment. But first, let's talk about tariffs, the very latest. U.S. President Donald Trump has agreed to delay tariffs on Canada. But in doing so, he's also come out with another gripe against Canada.
Banks aren't allowed to do business in Canada. Canada is very tough. Canada is very, we're not treated well by Canada.
Huh. Yeah, so President Trump yesterday complaining that U.S. banks can't operate in Canada. But by the way, that's actually not true. The Canadian Bankers Association says U.S. banks hold half of all foreign bank assets in our country. There are 3 U.S.-owned banks that do business and accept deposits in Canada. Commenting on the pause, the tariff pause, President Trump wrote on social media, there will be 30 days to, quote, see whether or not a final economic deal with Canada can be structured. Canadian premiers now say the counter tariffs are on hold for now.
The reality is that these unilateral actions by the United States through the president have changed our relationship for the foreseeable future.
American alcohol is returning to store shelves in BC after it was pulled over the weekend. Similar story across the country. In Alberta, Premier Danielle Smith is praising the plan to put a pause on U.S. counter tariffs, as well as the Prime Minister's plan to create a fentanyl czar. Meanwhile, Ontario Premier Doug Ford also announcing he won't be ripping up a contract with Elon Musk's company Starlink at this point.
The election day, was I happy this guy won? 100% I was. Then the guy pulled out the knife.
Ooh, so that was Doug Ford caught on a hot mic. This was at a campaign event Monday saying, well, you heard him there, right? He was pleased when Trump won back in November, but that has since changed. The premier has been critical of President Trump ever since he began threatening this 25% tariff on all Canadian products. Doug Ford also calling Trump a, quote, disaster on Monday. Ford added Ontario needs to remain vigilant with tariff plans only paused, not canceled. Now, the markets are taking a wait-and-see approach to this tariff situation. Although tariffs against China came into effect this morning, stocks in Hong Kong still jumped. Investors remain hopeful the two sides will reach a deal soon. In Europe, markets are showing signs of a rebound after news of the tariff pause for Canada and Mexico. And Wall Street, it's been on a roller coaster ride. The Dow was down big at the opening bell yesterday, then bounced back over the course of the trading day. The loonie also showing some signs of recovery. After dipping to its lowest level in more than 20 years yesterday, the dollar rebounded after news of the tariff pause. The loonie reached 70 cents U.S. at one point. It is trading slightly lower this morning at 69 cents U.S. It's going to be a messy commute this morning in parts of Nova Scotia. The roads are slick right now. So schools along the South Shore and in the Tri-County are closed today. That is Shelburne, Yarmouth, and Digby. Work sites on the South Shore will have a delayed opening. Some classes in the Strait region also canceled. There's also a 2-hour delay for all schools in the Annapolis Valley and Chignecto Central as well. Fanshawe College in southwestern Ontario has ordered a comprehensive review in the face of an almost $100 million deficit.
I can confirm that we are forecasting deficits of $35 million in the coming year and $60 million in the following year.
Ooh, that's tough. The school's president says the review is needed to ensure long-term sustainability. International student enrollment is way down for the winter semester. More declines expected. Programs, leased space, organizational structure will all come under a second look. Fanshawe will hold a town hall later this month to talk about what the next step should be. An 11-year-old boy is hopping on the literary ride of a lifetime.
I don't really know what I like about them. They just make me happy.
Oh, he's so cute. That's Luis Mario Carrington. He loves the city buses in Toronto a lot, like so much so he actually published a book called Have You Seen a TTC Bus? Luis Mario also got a chance to impress the CEO of the TTC. Fun. I know, so fun. He got a full tour of the e-bus yard. And here's the thing, a second book is already in the works. His new book will feature Toronto streetcars and subways as well.